Hey Rex, did I ever tell you about my experience where I spent 3 days living like a rock star? It was fantastic. Well, it all started with this album, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, which was released in 1973. One of the greatest albums of all time and one of the biggest selling albums of all time. Fantastic. Well, the people at Pink Floyd wanted to do something special for the 50th anniversary of the album. So Gala Wright was doing some research and she found out that there was a mad eclipse happening in Ningaloo, Western Australia on the 20th of April. So Pink Floyd, together with Sony Music, organised an experience. So they're going to play the album Dark Side of the Moon and for it to coincide exactly with the eclipse. So the final line in the album is, "But the sun is eclipsed by the moon." You don't sound like a rock star. They coincided this to happen exactly as the eclipse was happening. So it was going to be fantastic. Well, they ran a competition and only 8 people in the whole world were selected. And luckily enough, Monya and I were 2 of the people. So, very lucky. This rockstar experience all started in Sydney. So, that's where all the crew got together and Sony Music had chartered a private jet to fly us from Sydney to Exmouth in Western Australia. So, it was fantastic. Never been on a private jet before. So we got inside, everyone's in awe. You sit down. So I got me here, Monya sitting beside me, my mate Nathan and Rose over there. So the hostess comes out. She's like, "Oh, would you like something to drink?" So yeah, Nathan's first. He says, "I'll have an orange juice." Then Rose next. She says, "I'll have a water." Me, I'm thinking, I'm on a private jet. When am I ever going to have this experience again? So, give me champagne. Nathan and Rose like, yeah, we'll have champagne too. So, all of us had a drink of champagne on a private jet, flying to Exmouth. Living the dream, brother. Living the dream. What is this picture? I never seen a rock star carrying his own gear. What's going on? Go chase a rainbow. It was a small airport. There was no one there to help, so, we had to all pitch in and do a little bit. That's how a rock group works. You got to be part of a team. Hello, Chichi.
Welcome to the mansion. It's a beautiful room. It's 30 degrees. It's very hot. It's a beautiful environment.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
The accommodation that they'd organised for us were these mad high-class tents in the campground. There was a huge campground just on the outside of town. Like thousands of people were staying there because people from all over the world had come to Ningaloo just for this eclipse. So we got into the tent, looked around, very excited, had like a queen size bed in there, fruit, chocolate, biscuits. They really looked after us. Then I thought, I'll stick my head out and go for a bit of a wander. Just as I stick my head out of the tent, there were 3 blokes walking past. And they must have seen that we had the flashiest tents in the whole camping area. So he's like, "Hey bloke, where are you from?" So, "Hey, I'm Joseph from the Palawa Nation." He goes, "Hey, I'm Jimmy from the Ningaloo mob. Nice to meet you." Hey. So we had a bit of a chat. Told him how he just got flown out here on a private jet. He's like, "Yeah, cool. I just come here in my Land Cruiser." So yeah, he was a funny bloke. And he's like, "Anything you need while you're here, let me know. I'll look after you." I said, "Well, actually, Jimmy, tomorrow is 420. wouldn't mind a bit of herb to celebrate this special day. It's like, all right, Joseph, no worries, mate. I'll look after you. I'll be back in a couple of hours. And true to his word, Jimmy came through. Nice, sweet herb. You see, a rock star can get anything he wants wherever in the world that he is, brother. Trust me. In the morning, they took us out to a beach just a few k's outside of Ningaloo, a private beach. They had like security guards there, gates blocking it off. So we had the VIP treatment, brother. Fantastic. And on the beach, they built like a triangle, had like a marquee there, all set up, bean bags, eskies, fruit, food. They had everything. Very flash. It was a mad setup. Even had lobster rolls ready for our lunch after the event. Ooh, they had really laid it on. We had everything, brother. Before it started, Monya and I just went for a bit of a walk around the sand dunes. Had a bit of a puff. Oh, it was good stuff. Uncle Jimmy came through. Fantastic. Got us just in the right frame of mind, the right connection with the right people. When Monya and I were at the top of the dunes, just having a look around, I had like an epiphany. This is all thanks to Pink Floyd. This is my one chance to be a rock star. So fully embrace it. Grab it with both hands and live it. Okay, Chichi, let's rock. Monya and I are just starting to feel the flow, so this is our warm-up lucky dance. When the album started playing, Monya and I were just in our own like little groove, dancing. It was mad. Yeah. We experienced the Eclipse. Wow, that was like out of this world. It was fantastic. Like Sony Music, they had runners there at the beach. So they said, yeah, like if you need anything, like you need a drink of water, just put your hand up and wave and someone will come over to you. So like during the whole experience, Monya and I were just there dancing in our own world, so we didn't need it. But then as soon as it finished, I thought, yeah, okay, time to have a drink. So I put my hand up, wave to get someone's attention. I see people over there, they're talking with each other. People over there, they're talking with each other. People are sitting up on the dunes. They thought I was waving to them, so they start waving back to me. Hey, you see, this is the life of a rock star. When the record company has got what they need out of you, they drop you, mate. They don't look after you anymore, brother. This is a good rule to learn, bro. They drop you fast. So anyway, so after the Eclipse had happened and the album had finished, everything, people were, relaxing, went back to the marquee, sat down, having lunch. But Monya and I, we're still buzzing, so we still wanted to dance. So luckily I had my phone with me, so we started playing Pigs, started dancing around for probably another half an hour. Then we thought, okay, we go for lunch now. So we get back to the marquee. We see Emily. She's like, oh, Monya, I've got your special vegan rolls here. So gives them to Monya. And then I'm like, is any lobster rolls left? And her face just dropped. What? You didn't get a lobster roll? No. No. Well, we have some cheese and crackers. Cheese and crackers? For a rock star? That'd be disrespectful. So I was like a little kid. No, I want my lobster. So Emily, she was very good. She ran off to the local cafe. I can just imagine the scene. She would have had to just run in the door. Code red. There's a rock star without lobster. Get on it, stat. We need lobster now. And within 10 minutes, she was back with 2 lobster salads. So Monya and I, we just sat there like kings and ate our salad. So fantastical. So I'm thinking, yeah, I lived up to the rock star. That's how you gotta be, rock star. You don't accept cheese and crackers. Come on, man. After the experience at the beach, everything had finished. We jumped on the bus and took us back to the campground. So Monya and I are in the tent. I'm thinking, okay, what would a rock star do now? He would make love to a beautiful woman. Monya and I, we put on Dark Side of the Moon again, and we made love. But the thing was, I got my mate Darren standing in the tent next to me on this side, and I got Gala Wright standing in the tent on this side. So we had to do the silent orgasms. Yeah, that shit's painful, mate, I'm telling you. Try to hold it in. But, you got to have a little bit of class. And you call yourself a rock star. Do you think Jimmy and Janice would have given two shits about making noise? Please. Hey, you're talking Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin here. They're not just rock stars, they're rock gods. They're at another level. So, yeah, calm down, yeah. I'm only a beginner, so give me a break, okay? Jeez. Yeah, so that night, Sony Music, they took us out to the yacht club for dinner. And it was a mad experience. Like, everything free champagne, wine, anything you wanted. The food was fantastic. We had lobster for my meal. It was delicious. But there were these massive tables, probably like 50 people seated at each table. And anyway, the way it worked, they're going around leaving the food out like that. So it comes around to me and then stopped. And then also it's coming from the other side and then stopped before it got to me. So I'm sitting here, at the end of my table was Van from Sony Music, Gala Wright, and then a few other execs from Sony. And these are all high class people. So no one started their meal. Everyone's waiting until I get my meal. But like everyone's like so nervous. Like, shit, can it happen? 2 times in one day, not get lobster? But luckily, after a couple of minutes, boom, my food came, bang, lobster too. So everyone was happy, yeah. When we got back to the campground that night, some people still had to do the interviews. So some of us in the 88 crew, we had a little party to celebrate the 420. So it was fun. I was a little bit drunk and a little bit stoned. So apparently I was talking very loudly. I was talking that loudly that even Monya was telling me to keep it down. Monya, we hadn't done our interviews yet. So 5:30 in the morning, we had to wake up and do our interview at the break of dawn. So alarm went off, my head dong, dong, dong. I had the worst hangover from hell. But that's what you got to do when you're a rock star. You got to go flat out when the party's on, mate. A rock star don't leave the party early. So what do you do? So anyway, I had to do my interview, but I don't think it came very good. Yeah, who knows what Benny and the crew are going to do with my interview footage, but yeah, I'm sure they got special effects and shit they can do nowadays, so we'll see what happens. Then they had to take us back to the beach to get a few more shots for the filming. So basically they had us marching up and down the beach, marching up and down sand dunes, and I was like, my stomach, I was like ready to throw up at any second, but luckily I was drinking lots of water, and Van gave me some of those energy capsules. When you're hungover, they give you the boost. They're called electrolytes, you nuff. our time at Ningaloo was over, so we went back to the airport and flew back to Sydney. But the whole flight back to Sydney, I was zonked out. Just didn't eat nothing, hardly drank anything. I was basically comatose. Yeah. Well, anyway, my 3 days experience as a rock star was over. I had to go back to being a truck driver. But it was good while it lasted, brother. But people don't understand. It's a lot harder than you think to be a rock star. Yeah, when we finally got back to Sydney, everyone was about to head their own way home. So we're all saying goodbye. And I got the best compliment from Gala Wright. She said, I've met quite a few rock stars in my time, and you do it well. So what about that? Yeah.
I just had an idea. You're in with Pink Floyd now, aren't you?
Yeah, me and the Floyd were like that now. For real.
Back in the 70s, there was a dog singing on one of their albums. I can do much better than him. As well as sing, I can play an instrument. Come on, have a word to David for me. He likes German Shepherds. Talk to Nick. You and him have both got the same moustache. Reach out to Gala. Come on, she'll love me.
I hope I represented you well, David and Nick. Rock on, brothers.